From the Zimmer Radio Network headquarters.
We have the highest stock market. We broke 50,000 on the Dow. Nobody thought it was possible.
It's your morning addiction. Wake Up Missouri with Stephanie Bell.
Gladner, he's already announced that he's an avowed communist. He's going to be the Democratic nominee.
The Zimmer News Team.
And created the most secure border in U.S. history with 0 illegal aliens.
And now introducing your host, Randy Tobler.
After these strikes, is the ceasefire with Iran still on?
Yeah, it is. They trifled with us today. We blew them away. They trifled. I call that a trifle. I'll let you know when there's no ceasefire. You won't have to know. If there's no ceasefire, you're not going to have to know. You're just going to have to look at one big glow coming out of Iran. And they better sign their agreement fast.
Just when you think you've had enough rhetoric from the president, the best line he came up with when responding to the attack on the Iranians, just a love tap. A love tap.
Well, yesterday, 3 of America's destroyers, as we open up this Feel Good Friday on Wake Up Missouri, 3 American destroyers made it through the Straits of Hormuz, being fired upon, I guess, some drones, some missiles,
some fast attack boats.
And then we went after, what did we disable their rudder or their propeller or something on one of their tankers? And he says they're just spinning around. Welcome into Wake Up Missouri. Stephanie Bell and I'm Randy Tobler, John Marsh, and Drake Whitman. We're all back together after a fabulous time the other night with Eric Erickson and so many of our friends in Springfield at KWTO. It was great to see you all down there. And I hope that we can do more of those events. Stephanie, it was really fun to mingle with folks, learn about some fantastic stories of Americans, young Americans. I met 2 of them. Local guys there that had started their own businesses, and we learned about the travails and the ups and downs. It was great. So thanks for everyone that showed up, and we'll have to do it more and more and more.
Lots of fun. And John was at a fun event, too. And
yeah,
saw
John.
some Wake Up family members. So we've been all out and about.
We were hanging out the Jefferson City Chamber of Commerce barbecue last night, and I'm supposed to say hello to you from your many fans on the radio. So hello.
Well, we love you guys, and glad everyone's getting out and enjoying the weather. That's finally straightening out. Boy, a beautiful day yesterday. Are we looking at great day today? I don't know. I didn't get a chance to peek at the weather.
Got some rain in the forecast moving back in.
Oh, really? Oh, what's with this changeable weather? Well, maybe we'll get it out of our systems here by Mother's Day. Mother's Day plans to be decreasing clouds. Okay. A little chilly, though, on Mama's Day.
A morning shower is possible for Sunday, but Saturday looking like the best day of the weekend to get out and do your lawn mowing.
We're going to visit my mom tomorrow. We're going to drive down the Union direction and do that, go out and have dinner with her. It was a beautiful day yesterday. Man, it's gorgeous, dry. And, of course, I guess if you're having allergies as all the pollen is happening, maybe not so good. But hopefully the hantavirus isn't blowing your way.
That's right.
We had, I guess, there's 6 or 7 people now in different states that got off the boat. And since before I guess they knew what was going on, or maybe as they were figuring it out, and since it can be up to a 7 or 8 week, that's week, not days, incubation period, a strange virus, the Andean, A-N-D-E-A-N, variety of this. Not a novel virus, not the coronavirus kind of a thing where, this is a coronavirus, very common virus, but this one's a new one. This is not a new hantavirus. It's one of those that can, with difficulty, have human-to-human transfer. So this will not be, the WHO people are going out of their way to just hammer on. This is not a novel virus. This is not going to be a pandemic. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. It feels very like just it's this country. Oh, it's this state. Oh, now it's transferring from mice to humans, from humans to humans. And
mice are Drake's favorite animals. We learned about that.
I think we should have bombed the boats, Randy. We can't let this happen again. Gen Z cannot have their high school taken away and their 20s taken away. Not allowing it. Bomb the boats.
We're going to.
Has there ever been a bad hantavirus outbreak in the past? And what do we do about it?
Well, you hear about. I think wasn't there a hantavirus outbreak? And was it the cabins around, or was it the plague in the cabins around the rim of the Grand, around the cabins around the rim of the Grand Canyon a few years ago? I think it was a mouse-related virus, or maybe it was. I don't know. once in a while, one of these things gets out of control. It reminds us that Mother Nature is a very powerful force through little tiny vectors sometimes. So it doesn't always have to be.
I thought you were going to say it's a good reminder to take care of your microbiome.
It's always good to take care of your microbiome.
And glove up if you're going to pick up a dead mouse, I guess, right?
Yeah. I pick up dead mice all the time. I throw them out. I don't see a dead mouse at the farm. Throw it out.
Ugh.
Dead groundhog.
That's why God invented cats.
573-874-9390. Let's make sure that everyone has a chance to talk today about some of their fondest memories of their mom. Hopefully mom is still with you. If she isn't, it doesn't matter. Either way, celebrate mom, commemorate mom. Let us know on text 573-874-9390, 800-529-5572. We'll take those calls and text and try to get everyone's comments in about mom. Now we have to talk. I don't know if Marco Rubio felt so good. I guess is there a tradition of you bring a gift to the Pope? Is that right? When you visit the Pope,
Didn't bring him a Cubs hat, did he?
No, he brought him a crystal football. The Secretary of State gifted Pope Leo, who of course is from Chicago, a crystal football bearing the State Department seal. The pontiff gave something. Why is it coming up on my computer? Malicious site blocked. About the Pope and the Rubio. I don't know.
Are you reading from Bro Bible again? Is this going to be a Bro Bible story?
all of a sudden, I'm reading the story and again, malicious site blocked. There's this picture of Pope. Anyway, so what the Pope got.
We're supposed to stay off those sites at work. You know that, Randy?
It's the Daily Beast.
That's right.
It's the Daily Beast.
Especially talking about the Pope.
No,
Come on,
Daily
clean it
Beast.
up, Randy.
Guess what? Okay, what would you think that the pontiff gave Rubio? It's something you could probably get on the souvenir shop outside the Sistine Chapel.
Oh, I was going to say like a year's worth of dispensations or something.
No, a pen made from olive wood.
Oh, there you go.
Can't you buy that at the gift shop? You get your little package of gift cards and then, I think I'll take a olive wood pen.
Maybe it came from the Mount of Olives, so maybe it was collectible.
He noted that an olive branch is the symbol of peace. Come on, Pope, what are you doing?
Are you telling me that if you got a pin from the Pope, you wouldn't use that every single day? Come on.
I'm just saying.
No, I'd put it on eBay.
You're saying it feels a little bit like a mismatch.
Yes.
Like two people in a relationship where one person likes the other one more and suddenly, I
don't know. No, gifts should not be transactional to the point that I figured that was valued at $10.95, so I better do an 11 1/4 or a $10.75. At least come close.
They should have talked about it beforehand, or maybe they should have done a white elephant exchange.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
A pen made out of olive wood, is that something special? A crystal football, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but you can't do anything with it. It just sits there. At least with the pin, it's you can use it.
Tom Brady could.
Not a crystal football.
Well, if it was inflated properly.
No, that's good. That's good.
Even if it was inflated properly, the Bears couldn't do much with it.
And he did that because it was a symbol of peace. Oh, my gosh. I have already spoken from the first moment. Peace be with you. The mission of the church is to preach the gospel, to preach peace. If anyone wants to criticize me for proclaiming the gospel, let them do so. That's not what it's about.
Well, it goes with the job, though, when you're the Pope, doesn't it? Preach the gospel.
Trump went after the Pope yesterday. He said the Pope would rather talk about the fact it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon, and I don't think that's very good. He's getting, I don't know, there's something that's just sometimes very, very childlike and very honest and forthright about that when he's talking about those kind of things. I like that. That's not very good. I don't like that. And then, well, maybe olive wood pens are something that are very precious. I don't know. At any rate.
Do you know who Spencer Pratt is?
He's that guy running for L.A. mayor, yeah?
Yeah.
What is his background? What do we know about him?
He's a reality TV star.
Why?
And then his house
So you
burned
knew
down.
that. You knew that I would not know Spencer Pratt.
I was trying to figure out if he's like reached mainstream yet. I mean, we watched him as a youth when he was on Laguna Beach or something. I mean, when I was in college, he was on like some of the first iterations of MTV reality TV.
That
And
speaks to your
he was
high
always kind of like,
speaks to your high IQ.
I know.
When the rest of us were studying, you were watching Laguna Beach and making A's in high
He
school.
was always kind of like, I don't know, a party boy and kind of stupid and like you never really, but man, he killed it on the debate stage.
I was
earlier
locked
this
in the
week.
corner of the library with my
I
horn-rimmed
did
glasses.
plenty
and
of that.
Stephanie's watching Laguna Beach.
I mean, you got to take a break every now and again.
Randy, you're too old to be studying in 2007.
Yeah.
You would have been definitely like a practicing doctor by then, right?
I'm always studying. I love studying.
It's called continuing education.
I love studying.
Oh, whatever. You only do that so you can keep your license.
Immersion.
John.
No, I love
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I love taking the deep dive into a problem. It's like, ooh, this is a great story. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, were you studying like what kind of grit to use for your rock tumbling? Or?
Ooh, I got the Boraxo in the mail the other day. I'm going to put the final polish on some soft stones. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So I did that. I have to tell you, if you haven't been down to Branson to see the Sight and Sound production, if you haven't been down to that theater to see the Sight and Sound production of David, it's leaving, I don't know when, but this is the last season there apparently for that production. It is probably one of the most spectacular productions I think I've ever seen theatrically. It's unbelievable. So go down and see it, and then at the end there's a great, really a great story with basically an altar call, if you will, but presented in all the best way with angels all throughout the audience, and there's live animals up and down. It smells like live animals. It smells like a barn in the theater because there's live goats and horses and the Goliath. They have this huge animatronic Goliath. I don't want to waste it for you any more than that, but oh my gosh. I mean, it is a spectacular thing. And then you know how you're made white as snow because of the gospel and the salvation and all that.
The rest of my people are headed there today, but not for any sort of theater productions. They're going to go ride the rides at Silver Dollar City today.
Well, have them
We're
stop.
very excited.
Buy them a ticket for Sight and Sound Theater. That's amazing. If you guys have seen it, I mean,
Sounds like they're stealing away from Shepherd of the Hills a little bit, huh?
It's an amazing production. Well, let's see. Stephanie's going to have an amazing daily DC production when we come back. She told me so.
It's Wake Up Missouri.
better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water, and it sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about beauty, cleanliness, safety, great people, not a filthy capital.
Here's Donald Trump. Here's Stephanie with the Daily DC Rundown.
He was all over the place yesterday.
My goodness.
Okay. What we found out yesterday in Iran, we've got the U.S. launching fresh strikes inside Iran after Iran attacked some U.S. Ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump said, it's just a love tap, and swears the ceasefire is still on. But, didn't we also say the war was over? So, do you need a ceasefire if you're not at war? I don't know. The messaging around this is getting very confusing, and people are kind of digging in. So, we've got some, at least the liberal news media is now saying that MAGA world is splitting up over this. I don't know that we're splitting up, but there's definitely differences of opinion, Randy. So apparently we
You're
have...
telling me? There are.
So apparently we've got everyone saying this is really risky heading into the midterms, and we've got to wrap this up. And we've got other people saying we cannot be weak. We cannot allow any sort of peace. I think it was Mark Levin was blasting reports yesterday of a peace framework saying it's going to weaken Israel. We get nothing in return essentially, and we have to get major concessions. So it's tricky, Randy. What do you think's happening next? It's hard to predict.
I think Trump is sounding an awful lot like Obama. Remember Obama's red line, and he got criticized for it. I'm just saying.
Well, Tom Barrett out of Michigan has one proposal. He has now introduced legislation that would allow strikes on Iran's nuclear program, allow protection of shipping lanes, but prohibit long-term occupation or nation building. Mm-hmm. I think the definitions there would be very important. But, trying to forge a path forward that might be, kind of where a lot of people are, I think, politically. I doubt that goes anywhere with Congress being Congress. Also, we haven't talked a whole lot about tariffs lately, but apparently Trump's tariffs drew a major blow yesterday by the Federal Trade Court. They struck down, the Supreme Court struck down the tariffs, then Trump used a different provision to put more tariffs in. This apparently was his 10% on global tariffs on imports. That now is in jeopardy, although the White House says they will appeal. Trump has been threatening Europe with even bigger tariffs if a trade deal isn't reached by July 4th. We've got a lot of farmers here in Missouri, and they're also saying these tariffs have been terrible. We're dealing with drought and everything else. We've got high gas prices. So tariffs, I think, have been pretty unpopular, and they've been unpopular in the courts, too. But the White House says they're going to
Historically, they haven't worked out when they've been broad-based and severe. But now we have. Did you see, speaking of that Iran thing, did you see the U.S. intelligence report from the Washington Post? Confidential analysis says that Iran can survive the U.S. naval blockade for at least 3 to 4 months.
Yes, I did see that.
Oh, man. That doesn't sound good for the midterms, eh?
No, it sure doesn't.
Oh, well.
Yeah, they're saying. Yeah, I think that was an internal report, and they're actually thinking that they're not as easy to break as Trump had originally said.
Said they retained 75% of their pre-war inventories of mobile launchers and 70% of their pre-war stockpiles of missiles. What?
And we've got. And we talked openly about how we've depleted a lot of our stockpiles and spent a boatload of money. So.
Well, but that's the Washington Post. What do they know? That's interesting.
What do they know?
I don't know.
Yeah, Hegg says what he put the number on. One of his recent pressers said $25 billion so far U.S. military spent on the war.
Well, and Randy, I know you had mentioned on another note, we were talking a little bit about courts. A federal appeals court yesterday was skeptical of the Pentagon's attempt to punish Senator Mark Kelly. Remember, he made the video? But the judges appeared doubtful that the Pentagon has the authority to punish a retired service member.
Oh, he's retired.
So,
well, crime and punishment. Speaking of that, we're going to talk with Brian Hauswirth about some goings-on. Stay tuned.
Has America been fair to Donald Trump?
Hey, welcome back into Wake Up Missouri. I'm Randy Tobler, Stephanie Bell, alongside John Marsh, who hung out in Jefferson City yesterday doing the news. We were blessed with his special segment, which he will bring us again this morning at 7:50.
If you're lucky.
If we're lucky.
If you're not.
Well, our credit card debt is running up too high. We don't know if we can afford it anymore. It just
okay.
Right now, I'm just paying on the interest. I can't pay down the principal, John. But
sort of like the government, huh?
Yeah. And Brian Hauswirth joins us now with another disheartening story of another shooting in the Columbia area. But this one has another twist to it that's unfortunate. Brian, welcome in.
Yeah, good to...
Well, wait a minute. Welcome in now. Welcome in.
Yeah, good to be with you, Randy, and great job, you and Stephanie and the crew yesterday in Springfield. No question about it. This is a troubling story, to say the least. It happened in just outside of Columbia yesterday. 2 people shot, 1 killed, 1 seriously injured. A man was killed and 1 seriously injured. And I heard some of this on the scanner yesterday, and it took some time for authorities to get back. Actually, I heard it right after the pursuit started. Went into multi-counties, went into Boone County, ended up in Randolph County. They actually just shut the highway down. Many people saw this. This guy's wheels fell off. He is his Stephen Swanson is the suspect's name. He is a parolee who served prison time for felony domestic assault. Just got out of prison, Randy, a week ago, which we'll touch on. He's also accused of, after he spun out, and they used a specific maneuver to get him to spin out because he would not stop, endangering other motorists, according to authorities. He fired multiple rounds at a trooper's vehicle. Take a look at the picture on the front page of 939theeagle.com and look how close that would have come to the trooper's head. The bullet shattered the window, and you can see that 939theeagle.com.
Wow.
They had to use a drone to check on him because he wouldn't come out. They found out he had apparently killed himself. They never did fire at him, and they have body camera footage that they'll share with the investigators, etc. But he just got out of prison about a week ago after serving shock time. And
wait a minute. Well, hang on.
We call it shock time.
What's shock time?
Shock time is it's a 120-day program that's done in the Missouri Department of Corrections that is essentially, it's recommended. In this case, it appears that it was recommended perhaps by the Boone, looking at online court records from the Boone County Prosecutor's Office, or it could be that the probation parole. I can't tell, but I showed you
what does it mean? Does that mean that you don't get brown sugar and cinnamon on your oatmeal? You only get regular sugar?
They immerse them in the prison system, right, Brian?
Well, the idea is obviously you want to scare them, and
that was
in
effective.
Other words, you don't want to, because you don't want to have them come back. That used to be the idea, but the biggest thing is intense treatment. It depends on who it is, and it could be that with HIPAA records, we don't know specifically what he would have had to do, but it could have been drug treatment, it could have been alcohol treatment, anger management, all of the above that they do.
You think he needs anger management?
The DOC, and then the DOC will submit a report to the judge. We don't know what's in that report. That's definitely a closed record, but eventually he was released. He was released a week ago from prison, gets out and is accused of killing this man and then not killing, but seriously injuring a woman.
I'm not going to laugh about, it's not laughable to laugh about, a murder, but I'm telling you, I don't know.
As Brian knows from his days working for the Department of Corrections, 120 shock, Brian, is oftentimes used to avoid these guys going on to long prison sentences, and they can, if they successfully complete it, they can get probation, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it gets a little, John's right about that. It is a little confusing because he's technically a probationer, but he's really a parolee. They say probation because it's weird. They send the report to the judge, and the judge would have to approve it. In this case, it's Joshua Calvin Devine who would have. Joshua Calvin
generally
Devine,
pretty tough on crime.
He is, but he would have.
What happened?
It was recommended.
I like Judge Devine. I'm just saying. Maybe he thinks shock treatment is more harsh than what it is.
Well,
I don't know.
And again, he's getting this information from the Department of Corrections and from the prosecutor's office would have been involved in this as well. In many cases, obviously, in some cases it works. In this case, obviously, and in other cases we've seen it doesn't. But Randy, the last thing we should point out here is that it's almost every week that I'm on with you, somebody's just got out of prison and committing some. I mean, it.
Plus,
happens.
he's got a lot of felonies before.
Yeah, DWI and some other things, but the domestic assault that he got, he could have gotten 7 years in prison for that, but they gave him the 120 days of shock time. Here's what happened, but that's what happened. A lot of people would have seen the chase, and it put a lot of people in jeopardy. That trooper is very lucky to be alive.
Oh my God,
he is very lucky to be alive. But that's what we have, and I have, by the way, all that up at 939theeagle.com.
Well, we don't know all the story. I mean, Judge Devine's generally pretty tough on crime, and I don't know what the story was here. I'm sure he doesn't feel good about something like this when he makes a judgment. Every judgment you make in life is not going to work out the way you think. I mean, everyone in every profession. Tell me, but you got to wonder. Maybe the legislature needs to look into what shock time is. Is there a committee on Department of Corrections?
There's a
They
legislative
passed the
committee.
juvenile justice bill this year, and it makes some changes. I don't know all the full.
Yeah, but it would not. It doesn't have
It doesn't
anything to
affect
do
you.
with.
But I mean,
shock time.
But I mean,
legis-
they've been looking at reforms, and I think even some mandatory sentencing type things, but that hasn't really touched on this issue.
I don't see anything in here about shock time, and again, it's a controversial program because some people like it and stuff like that. But again, in fairness to the judge, I'm sure the judge he
yes,
listens.
I know, and I want to be fair to the judge.
And we again, it's very clear to me that something was recommended to him. I
Okay,
just can't, and I would have to believe that would have been recommended by the DOC, probation, parole, or the prosecutor's office based on that.
I told you, I saw David yesterday at the Sight and Sound Theater. I mean, my gosh, David, look at it. He has the thing with Bathsheba, then he sends Bathsheba's husband out to get killed on the front lines. I mean, people make decisions that are bad to various degrees. Maybe Judge made a bad decision. Maybe he got bad recommendation. Maybe the shock time needs to be reviewed. Maybe shock time needs to mean real shock time.
I understand.
Not like, we're taking away your Hulu. Sorry, not Hulu.
It's only 4 months,
really?
too. That's it, 4 months. Thank you, guys.
573-874-9390. I don't feel good about that. I know it's a feel-good Friday. I don't feel good. Does anyone else feel good about that? I mean, guy got killed as a result of this. Maybe it's the guy that he stabbed. We don't know who it was. But anyway, oh well. It happens. I guess that's life, right? The human condition is not a good one. A lot of bad stuff happens. Hey, we're going to talk with, we're going to talk to Ed Lopez Reyes, the vice president of 60 Plus Association. Stephanie, because at 7:35, I want everyone to know about that because there's they're putting out an all points alert, right, about some stuff that can happen, right? Well, he's asking for Congress to do some work about lawsuit abuse, so we'll talk about that. When we talked with Speaker Patterson yesterday, a lot of things still to happen in the Missouri legislature. They have how many working days now? What, 4, 5? Yeah, till next Friday.
The Senate went home yesterday. They're not coming in today. Today's a state holiday, right?
It is?
Truman's birthday.
And I mean, in typical years, they would have been working today.
Yeah.
They're not. I don't think they're really working very hard this year, but that's fine. There was some chatter about how they would go home early. They did finish the budget this week, which is really all that they're required to do. And honestly, I think we're all safer with them at home and not in the Capitol.
Well, when we had Speaker Patterson on, he sounded like it's pretty much a done deal when we listened to him. What was that, just yesterday?
Yeah. So they've got technically 5 more days, if that.
Yeah. And where are we on this, on the website disability thing? That got signed, right?
Yeah,
the governor signed that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the website accessibility for. How do you make a website accessible for disabled people? Does everything have to be like narrated then, or something? If you're unsighted,
there's that, but there's also, I mean, you can be partially disabled, like where you need like the appropriate contrast if people have like some vision issues.
Yeah.
So there are different ways that you can make it accessible.
You can't do Braille. I don't know, how do you? It has to be narrated, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah, but most people with those disabilities have other.
They have other communication devices that way?
They have like a program that reads the letters and all of that off there. So most of the stuff with websites is that you have to word it in a way that doesn't sound like it has to be set up in a way that whenever you're listening to it, it actually makes sense.
So, do the WordPress and other platforms sort of have that already baked in? That if you construct your website on one of those, that it's pretty much
the program actually just reads it off the screen. It's not through the actual website.
Oh, okay.
It's more of like structure of the bodies and the pages and all that. So it's not. You're not reading the paragraphs out of order because they're set up in a weird way on the website and all this other stuff.
Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Well,
yeah, shout out to our deaf listeners right now.
Yeah. Drake.
Who are monitoring through another forum.
Yeah.
That's what he means.
Well, I guess they could watch us and lip read, yeah.
Or put on closed captions, but
do we close caption it on Facebook? Do they close? Can you close caption?
You can do it on
live?
YouTube. It's pretty automatic, isn't it?
On YouTube?
I think so, yeah.
I didn't know.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sometimes I close caption when we're watching Netflix or Prime Video, just because.
You're evil. I hate people who do that.
Well, but sometimes I can't. I don't know. We have this TV at the farm that just doesn't have good audio. It's like, I don't know, 20 years old. I don't know. Audio's not good. So sometimes I have to just close that because I hate that. I hate that when you watch a movie and you can't make out every word, Not good.
You're at the farm. You're not supposed to be watching TV anyway.
Oh,
that's right.
I don't know. After a long day on the back 40, we got to watch some stuff.
That is like a big split in like millennial and Gen Z is like half of the people love watching movies with closed captions and will not watch a movie without it, and the other half hates it. So, I mean, it is a split.
So some people do like the closed captions.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
They're evil and should not be allowed to watch
John,
TV.
you think closed captions evil?
I'm not much of a closed caption guy.
Stephanie?
What?
Closed caption?
I've gotten more and more used to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
you tolerate it? Or do you like
evil?
It?
Well, and my phone is always on silent, so like especially on like short form videos or whatever, I'm usually reading the text. I'm not listening to videos.
No. Lots of tech stuff coming in. Well, there's a New York Post opinion piece that I think got me to thinking about how to treat our youth when they're having mental health problems, and somehow I'm sort of agreeing with I'm in a large way agreeing with this opinion piece when it comes to antidepressant use in. I think they hyperbolicize this, but we got to talk about that when we come back on Make Missouri Healthy Again. Stay tuned.
It's Wake Up Missouri.
opinion piece. Welcome back into Wake Up Missouri. It's Feel Good Friday. We're going to do winners and losers at 8:35. Don't forget to let us know about your nominations in that category. So this opinion piece in the New York Post about Gen Zers that have been on SSRIs. That's the Paxil, Prozac, Lexapro, Celexa, that group of Effexor's not one of those. Zoloft. Finally starting to question the risks and are agreeing with RFK Jr., says this opinion piece writer. I was a little bit triggered when I saw Gen Z is finally waking up and realizing that they were mass-prescribed antidepressants without much consideration for the long-term side effects. And I thought it was going to be a hit job on docs trying to address the very serious mental health needs of people. Not that sometimes after things have been in practice for a while, you don't look back and go, wow, man, we should have done that a little differently. That's true about the COVID vaccine for sure. That's the way trials and then actual use experience with medications and other medical treatments goes. But then they featured Ella Emhoff, the 26-year-old stepdaughter of Kamala Harris. She's a weird person. Remember her at the Democrat National Convention? She's a very strange person. I guess she's an influencer of some sorts. I don't know. Far-left supporter of New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, pro-Palestinian activist. Yeah. And she said, did you know that 17% of Americans 18 to 24, more than 5 million young people, are taking antidepressants? That's according to a 2025 survey. That's pretty wild. She said she was 11 years old when she started taking SSRIs and, claims that they've had an effect on her. If she misses one for a week or so, then she has a hard time. Well, we all know that. Don't stop your SSRI without talking to your doc. Don't stop it suddenly. Those things, the longer you're on them, they do need to be tapered. So make sure you talk with them and work them out.
What's an SSRI again?
Zoloft, Paxil, Prozac, antidepressants.
What does SSRI stand for?
Selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor.
Okay.
So they make you vote Democrat?
Yeah. I learned that because I wasn't binge watching Spencer Pratt. But
come on! Will you? I put his clip. You are going to be agreeing with him. Go to our little page.
I know. I will.
And play the homelessness.
No,
one.
I like.
And
no,
you will be ready to put a Spencer Pratt T-shirt.
So
on.
I didn't waste all that time binge watching reality TV, and I can just watch the contemporary Spencer Pratt thing, and I'm a happy guy.
Go watch.
I like that
with the closed caption turned on.
Laguna Beach. And then the hills. There were lots of spinoffs.
But the point of this is there was another.
Vote for Spencer Pratt.
There's another young man. A young man, 27-year-old Nick, lives in New England. Began experiencing erectile dysfunction after going off antidepressants. Apparently, due to a newly recognized condition called post-SSRI sexual dysfunction (PSSD). I'm not aware. That's a new one on me. So if you're in the psychiatric community, maybe you know about this. I have not seen that problem with people. Actually, the SSRIs can have some sexual function effect for men on them.
Where do you get them? Just asking for.
But
it's
not ED. It's actually delayed. It's never mind. It's delayed.
Their prescription, Drake.
Yeah, it's delayed. Never mind. So, but here's the problem. This guy, listen to what he says. He's 27 years old. Now there's just no enjoyment in anything, like hobbies or hanging out with my girlfriend or watching a movie or playing video games, my favorite thing to do. Now, is the problem the SSRI, but the fact that Nick's favorite thing to do at age 27 is playing video games?
It's a pastime, Randy.
I'm just asking.
You tumble rocks. I don't want to hear it.
Is a pastime
Resident Evil, right, Drake?
Pastime be
Absolutely.
your favorite thing to do? I'm just asking the question. Maybe there's some underlying things here. It's not the SSRIs.
avowed communist. He's going to be the Democratic nominee.
The Zimmer News Team.
And created the most secure border in the U.S. history with 0 illegal aliens.
And now introducing your host, Randy Tobler.
How many beds you give these people, they are on super meth. They are on fentanyl. The DEA statistic says 93% of this is a drug addiction problem. Nithya, Councilwoman Robbins' plan for treatment first, I will go below the Harbor Freeway tomorrow with her, and we can find some of these people she's going to offer treatment for. She's going to get stabbed in the neck. These people do not want a bed. They want fentanyl or super meth. These ideas cost us over $400 million to house. For 70, what did you say? 3,000 people for $400 million is an absolute failure for both of them. They're a team.
Well, there's Spencer Pratt getting some digs in during a debate the other day for the L.A. mayor, and he's calling it out the way it is. I mean, that giving them beds and accommodating them is not going to help them. They need treatment. And it's good to see.
He's surging on Polymarket, and people think he won the debate, like, hands down. And, they said all that time in front of the camera, has suited him well. And he I listened to some of the other parts of it, and he talked about the fires and other thing. You can really tell he had done his research. He was, like, spitting out, like, data and facts. And, it sounds like he's been either someone is preparing him or he has been preparing.
Here he is on Karen Bass in another setting.
This is the same woman that will allow 7,000 houses to burn to the ground, 12 people to burn alive, and then actively cover it up, get caught covering it up, and then say that the LA Times is lying, even though they have the emails where she's altering the after-action report.
So he has that, he's got a Trump-esque way about him, right? Calling truth to power. And good for him. Spencer Pratt, mayoral candidate for L.A.
Didn't his house burn up in the fires?
It did, and his neighbors and his I think his parents or his in-laws, and he talked pretty significantly about how she drained the reservoirs. They didn't have. I guess the fire department had asked for additional money for trucks. They didn't have that, so she hit back on him and was like, "We had all these firefighters," and he said, "But without water and without trucks, like, what are they going to do?" And really pointing the finger at her and laying out. He was saying something about dip sites or something is what his plan was. So he was going to put the water back in the reservoir, but there would be some sort of site where maybe you could drain people's pools into a thing where then the water would be more accessible. But, I mean, at least he has a plan.
No, I mean, I like that kind of talk, right? He's talking very forthrightly, very honestly, very transparently about the way he feels. And common sense. I mean, a lot of this is common sense. It's like, you want to spend $480 million and give them more beds? They don't want more beds. They want their drugs. So they need treatment. They need to be institutionalized and treated if that's what you want to do. If you want to eliminate the problem, it's tough, heavy lifting. It's like cleaning up a room you haven't cleaned up for a long time. You have to just bite the bullet and do it. It's going to be yucky. I like that word, yucky.
Is that a new word for you, Randy?
I like it. It's a good word. So we're going to be talking at 7:35 with the 60 Plus Association guy about this initiative they want Congress to get active about. So we'll do that, about frivolous lawsuits against rideshare companies. I don't know about these. Stephanie, you know about these?
Yeah, a little bit. And
what's the story?
Well, I mean, I think we're going to let our guest talk.
No, I know, but just to let them know what's coming up.
I think the important thing is anything. They are targeting rideshare companies, and I didn't quite understand the importance of rideshare companies and even the more automated like Waymo until those hearings happened in the state capitol, and they came in and said, yeah, I mean, whether you need to get to your doctor's appointment or you need to do this, like, it's so beneficial for people who either who are aging or who have limited mobility. And so anything that, is targeting them is hurting or can hurt our folks who need access to services.
Well, God forbid if anyone that owns one of those companies or maybe started eBay or Amazon, God forbid that they might be wealthy. I mean, after all, finally, Finally, someone calls out the wealthy.
There's a certain level of wealth and accumulation that is unearned, right? You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
No, but you can marry your brother and then have a fake vineyard in California and come up with millions.
You can get market power. You can break rules. You can do all sorts of things. You can abuse labor laws.
Yep.
You can pay people less than what they're worth.
Yep.
But you can't earn that, right?
I think what she's talking about is that once you get a certain level of wealth, that then you can find ways or to retain your wealth or to not pay the taxes because of various things. I mean, I think that message, in a way, has an element of appeal to a lot of everyday folks, like everyone here, right? That are like, the ultra rich are able to manipulate things, like buying the Washington Post. And, you manipulate things so that the rules and the regs do tend to favor you and not the other guy. I mean, let's be honest about it. I think there's a certain amount of truth to that. Obamacare. You pay enough politicians from the insurance companies, and they'll make a plan and come up with legislation that protects you. And then, you get wealthier and wealthier and wealthier while every patient and everyone in the healthcare business is scratching their head going, how's this working out? There's a certain resonance with that, isn't there? I think there probably is. But what do you mean you can't earn it? You build a better mousetrap? You probably had to build 500 of them before the 501st one was the one that worked. A light bulb, any of that kind of stuff. So
yeah, what have you built, AOC?
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing.
Knows how to make a mean cappuccino, though. Oh, man.
She's a bartender, right?
I thought she was a bartender.
Yeah, she was a bartender.
Oh, I thought she was a barista. I didn't know.
She can make a
I thought she was a coffee gal. She was a bartender.
Martini.
Well, maybe
spicy margaritas.
Maybe a coffee margarita. I thought she was a barista.
I'm sorry. People who can catch rockets mid-flight on the way back down deserve more money than the person making my espresso shot.
Or they buy X and turn it into a more libertarian platform, right? That is less skewed.
Yeah.
In one way. and in comments, it's hilarious. One of the comments below is this, how old was this like a middle schooler maybe? A young girl who has a hat on that says, make Ocasio-Cortez bartend again. Yeah, she's a bartender. I got it wrong. She's not a barista. Yeah. Oh, well. So it's fun. It's fun to keep survey what's going on. 573-874-9390. Don't forget, it is the day ahead of Mother's Day weekend, a very, very pivotal weekend. There are some graduations happening already, right? We have Stevens College graduation. When does Mizzou graduate?
They have finals next week. I don't know how the seniors do it, because it seems like they graduate like 2 weeks earlier than school gets out.
Oh.
But I think you're missing the most important holiday.
Stop Day today.
Stop Day today, baby.
It's on my calendar. I've been watching out for this because I know it's important to you, Drake. So tell us about Stop Day. I have never heard of Stop
excited.
Day. I didn't know what Stop Day was.
I told you about it last year. Don't say that you haven't heard of it.
Well, I try not to retain things in my limited hard drive that may overwhelm it and push out room for other things.
It's amazing. Kids just go out and party. It's all day partying. It's awesome.
Yeah.
As long as they don't do anything
like they don't have other days to party. Huh?
Columbia PD's put out the word that they're going to be out in force. So we'll see if the chief keeps up what they're talking about with that enforcement of open containers and all that. They're taking pretty seriously.
Paul says, if you ask me, which two things don't go together, in case you're not watching us on either the YouTube channel or Facebook, I might say Stephanie Bell in a camo ball cap, but I have to say, Stephanie's rocking that camo ball cap and red shirt today.
I like it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite hats.
Did you go turkey hunting?
No.
Well, with that cap, you're
I
a tenth of the way
camo.
there. Yeah.
And it just, when the hat fits just right, it's like just as a good shape. You gotta like wear it in really good. This is one of my ones that I wear a lot.
Thanks, James. James says Randy probably studied off of clay tablets.
Well, I'll just say one thing. The difference, so when I was in college, we did not call it stop day. And I would say it makes sense that Mizzou calls it stop day because what we called it at Truman State was reading day because it was a day to study.
Wow.
That's what it's meant for, but I mean, all the kids just go out and party. That's just what we do.
I was in the library reading.
We are known for this across the United States. Stop day at Mizzou is like a national thing in the college scene. It is
like,
insane.
What's the holiday at Rolla that they is it
St. Pat's?
Yeah, that's huge. We used to drive there just for that.
Yeah, where they make homemade shillelaghs at Missouri S&T, and then they have to go around and kill rubber snakes with them on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we talked about SSRIs. People are talking about learning to deal with life's ups and downs early so you're a resilient adult. Don't go right on to SSRIs. I couldn't agree more. That was the point of when we talked about that earlier. We did a story earlier about how young people who started on SSRIs, that's the Zoloft, Paxil, Prozac line, Celexa, that started on them early, probably needed to have some mental health counseling, maybe needed to have maybe let them fall a little bit rather than helicopter parenting them. Who knows? But I mean, they probably needed to just learn to be resilient rather than whoever the push to put them on the drugs. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah? No?
I mean,
you're not going to make a comment on that.
I think making people more resilient is good, and I mean, I think there are certainly people out there who have a imbalance, a physical imbalance that they require medication, right? Like it's your body that there are people there who have.
It's called growing up.
Well, they have chemical.
I mean, who wasn't in their teens having some very confused times about what's it all about and where am I going?
I legitimately think there are some people who.
Well, of course, there are people who are clearly mentally ill. There are other people who are struggling.
Think there are parents who are helicopter parents who are overly protective, and then we get these Gen Zers in the workplace who can't make a phone call. You know what? I'm super proud. My kid's booking his own hair appointment. I said, look it up on your phone.
There you go.
Make your own appointment. You take care of it. I'm not raising a wimp or someone who can't talk on the phone. They're going to handle your business.
Well, speaking of the things that influence us and may have a downside to a very upside, Stephanie will find this next story very interesting, and that one person thinks it's the reason for the decline in birth rates. We'll be back with that in a few on Wake Up Missouri.
It's
Not one of my friends has children. Zero. No one. No one's having kids. Do you know how hard you need to abuse a mammal to make them not have children? Like for real. Like let's step here back a moment, right?
Never thought of it that way.
Yeah, look, GDP goes up. People have have enough food, and whatever. No one's having kids, and this is across the world. This is across both the West, the East, everywhere it's happening. So there's a thing that happens, especially with even younger than me. Like the kids are like 18 today. There's a huge problem where they don't dance. No one dances. They go to clubs and they don't dance. Why is this? Because you get recorded.
Yeah.
If you're an 18-year-old kid, you go to a club, you get recorded. If you approach a girl and you mess it up, you get recorded. Everything is the panopticon now. So if you had to ask me why, my answer is technology. My answer is social media. My answer is AI. My answer is algorithms. Do you know what dating app algorithms do? Do you know how they optimize? They don't optimize you to meet your love of your life. They optimize you to keep coming back to the app.
Yeah.
And now there's a thing that basically we have sold out all of our dating norms, all of our, our interpersonal norms to tech companies without our consent to optimize their ad algorithm.
Right.
I think there's a deep thing where we as a society have not dealt with the fact that we have to steward technology responsibly.
So he says the reason we're not having kids ultimately relates to the fact that we're not dating right. We're not developing interpersonal skills. And we don't recognize that while we're using the technology, such as dating apps, they're using us. And they don't care if you find a mate. They just want to keep you on the app. Drake, your thoughts?
So we're talking about social media or dating apps?
Yes.
Okay. Dating apps are, I can't say that one on the air. Not great.
Careful.
Yeah, I need to be real careful and tread lightly. Dating apps are not great. That's all I'll say.
Well, and I think that,
we have treated technology as a Wild West.
Absolutely.
Just everyone can do whatever they want. Just sell all of our younger generation's dating lives to corporations for profit.
And I think that just fear of being recorded about being able to be authentic, but then in a moment and have it be kind of personal and funny and silly. So many people in my generation are all of the stupid things I did, at the bars and, I'm so glad it was never on film, right? We were young and we were fun and we danced and we chatted and we told jokes and we wore silly costumes and not bad, but and it's, and I think there is something to be said for always being on guard that, it's going to, in the end, something that was meant lightheartedly will be taken out of context. And
what is this about what he says if you're dancing, I assume he means at a club, that you're going to be on video? Is that do people do that?
Oh, yeah. People dry hump all the time in the bars.
Well, but that's...
Better hit the dump button
but
there.
Other people will pick up their phones and record you, I think, just to make you look silly.
TikTok.
Yeah.
My question to Drake is, do you think it's the dating sites so much being actively managed, or do you think it's the Gen Zers playing Resident Evil Requiem live online that they don't care about the dating sites?
It's a little bit of both. Also, the dating pool is not great. You can't go up to, I say you can't. It's very hard to go up to a woman in the bar nowadays because you're not just going up against the girl. You're going up against her friends who are, going to play defense on you.
And she's seeing you unfiltered without all of the dating app advantages of the guy she's looking online at, right?
Yeah.
Just stand there with a fish, try to recreate your...
I think just look.
vice president of the 60 Plus Association, and they're 60 plus. That's the numeral 60plus.org, spelled out plus.org. Ed, thanks for joining us on Wake Up. Welcome in. Ed, are you there? Welcome into
I
Wake
am
Up.
here.
Hey, how you doing?
Not too bad. How's it going?
Good. So there's some interesting things going on that may threaten companies providing rideshare services or what?
Well, this is a big problem for seniors. Basically, what's happening is, and this is happening across the country, there's a lot of frivolous lawsuits and
from whom to
insurance claims. Well, it's basically coming through. It's coming through a lot of frivolous accident claims, for example. It's coming against companies that provide ride shares.
Okay.
And so what's happening is companies that provide the vehicles or provide the services are getting sued for bloated accident claims and other claims that are making basically it's making insurance more expensive for these companies, and they're passing this cost on to consumers. So in some parts of the country, this has created it's accounted for roughly 32% to 45% of an average ride increase. That's in some parts of the country. I know that in Missouri, for example, they've seen the cost go up from I think it was about $1,200 annually in higher costs because of the excessive litigation. In St. Louis, that's exceeded about $1,600 more per family. And so this really affects seniors disproportionately, since they rely on fixed incomes, but they also rely on these ride shares.
What kind of things are these companies being sued for? Well, give us a scenario, real life scenario.
Well, for example, there's an accident and somebody has an accident in one of these car companies, let's say a ride share like Uber or Lyft. And so now what happens is in a lot of cases, attorneys that are coming after these companies are the lawsuits. Somehow they're able to come after instead of the people that are driving, which sometimes they are at fault for an accident, they're able to go after these companies. And so the accident claims become bloated. In other words, there's a lot of they amplify a lot of things in these claims that are probably become disproportionate to what actually happened. And so at the end of the day, it's because they know that these companies may have to pay out for these lawsuits in a way that individuals would not have to. But of course, these companies will pass on some of these costs, if not all of them, to these folks who are using the ride shares.
So they'd argue that the companies are deep pockets, and but they don't care that cost gets passed on to the consumer, right? I mean, that's pretty much what's going on.
Exactly. And what happened is, back in 2005, we had the Graves Amendment, which what we're trying to see is that can include rideshare platforms, because it did help back in the day. When this was in 2005 when Congress passed the Graves Amendment. He's now the chair of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. That's a model for a solution. Back then, that law clarified that rental leasing companies should only be held liable for their own negligence, not merely for owning a vehicle that was involved in an accident. So all we're trying to see is a modernization of the Graves Amendment to include rideshare platforms.
And so I guess, what's the likelihood that's going to go anywhere? It just feels like we're at there's not a lot happening in Congress. So what are you hearing as far as feedback and timeline?
Well, in states like Georgia and Florida, they've had similar reforms that have been introduced, and they've reduced auto insurance rates by up to 10%. So it really is up to the policymakers in Missouri to try and find similar solutions. I mean, unfortunately, each state has to find its own way of navigating this and trying to make improvements so that seniors are not affected as adversely as they are at the moment. So there are models out there in Georgia and Florida. They've been able to do things successfully, and that can be done in Missouri as well.
We're talking with Ed Reyes-Lopez from the 60 Plus Association. And Ed Lopez Reyes. Sorry, I got that backwards. My bad.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, hey, there's something else I want to talk with you about. That I was perusing your websites. Good websites. Really, you guys are looking out for seniors. That's good.
Thanks.
I said the opening page. I don't know why these people are smiling. You have a couple of smiling, very attractive senior citizens there. I don't know. Social Security Guarantee Act reintroduced. I did not know this. The narrative says the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in a 1960 ruling that we don't really have a right to our Social Security. Quote, some people, we're making the false assumption that some people think that their FICA payroll taxes entitle us to a benefit in a legal contractual sense. That's not true?
That's not true. Unfortunately, that's right. The Supreme Court's ruling basically stipulates that we're not entitled to that. And so we know that the Social Security Fund has been rated for a lot of frivolous expenses and a lot of government waste, unfortunately. And so we've been at the forefront of the fight to try and secure Social Security for seniors, everything that people have paid into, so they're able to have something to retire with, as was, that was the premise of Social Security. But unfortunately, the Supreme Court has said that we're not entitled to have that. Yeah.
But Tim Burchett, one of our favorites. I love Tim Burchett, Tim Burchett's a great guy. So he's working with you guys to reintroduce this act that says, no, you're guaranteed your full Social Security benefit. You know what? Are you working on even a root cause solution to this and just letting us keep our own FICA money and investing it ourselves? What a novel thought that is.
Right, exactly. It would have, and I think that when those opportunities to fight for something like that have come up, we've been there as well. But of course, there's been a lot of money already invested in Social Security. Obviously, this goes back decades and decades, and we still have to protect that as well. But if there are other options and ways that we could save for retirement instead of using the Social Security system, I'm sure that we would welcome those options too. And I know we have supported those in the past. I
know George W. Bush wanted to try to gradually phase in privatization. I mean, okay, if you're going to force people to if you're going to plunder what we earn and say it's good for us to save, which it is, and some people don't know that, so they don't save. So whatever, you're going to make that argument. At least put it into an investment vehicle that's going to, like a contribution retirement plan, help fuel the market and benefit from the market. Isn't that the way it should be?
That's the way it should be. And I know that when the organization, I think the very beginning of the organization was in the 1990s, but there was really, the organization grew a lot during the W. Bush administration, and the concern and the investment he had in Social Security and retirement and seniors was so important during his campaign, during his presidency. And so I know we worked very closely with him. And he is one of I think that was probably the strongest advocacy for privatizing Social Security that we've had in a very long time.
Well, Ed Lopez Reyes, you're a good man, Vice President of 60 Plus Association. Thanks for being with us. We'll keep an eye on this legislation. Now, is this you're working on this in Missouri, right? Or is this a national thing? Yeah.
Well, we're working on it nationally, but in Missouri we see an opportunity for progress with this, and so we're hoping legislators will get behind what we need support on to be able to reduce these costs for seniors.
Yeah, why don't you you know what you ought to do? Publish. Why don't you go in and find campaign contributions from the Trial Lawyers Association? Just publish which politicians are getting those.
We may have to do that. Yeah. Exactly.
Got to fight fire with fire, man.
Exactly. Absolutely. It's only fair.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend.
Yeah. You too. Thank you so much.
All right. Interesting. Is that going to go anywhere, Stephanie? I mean, do we know anything? Where is that not going to happen this time, I guess? Huh?
Well, probably not. There's not really, I don't think, anything in the next week. But certainly the conversation about, like we talked about, the tamping down on these frivolous lawsuits, whether it be these against rideshare companies or the other ones that we were talking about with ADA, that's been a hot topic. And then also finding, using technology to increase mobility options and independence of our aging population has been a hot topic as well with, the hearings they had on Waymo and other things. So I think these conversations are going to continue.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad that organization is out there looking after these kind of matters. I hadn't heard of the 60 Plus. It's 60 and then plus.org. Might take a look at that website. They have some interesting stuff. John, what interesting stuff is coming up when we come back?
I preface this by saying Wake Up family member Matt told me last night at the Jefferson City Chamber Barbecue, I missed your Eagle Eye Drive at 5 feature. So for MSU grad, a repeat of they're up the creek without a plunger.
I can't wait for this when we come back on Wake Up Missouri. Feel Good Friday.
It's Wake Up Missouri.
except for this.
Just when you thought it was safe to get back in the water, a picturesque Southern California beach at risk of being closed amid a deluge of sewage from south of the border. It was heaven on earth, and now I call it paradise lost. Whitney David, a retired surgeon and surfer, says, located off the coast of Coronado, the upscale resort city of Coronado, long been a mecca for bathers in San Diego Bay, but the region being polluted by gallons of wastewater, as many as 38 million gallons a day from our neighbor to the south. Source of the excremental tidal wave is the Tijuana River, which fills with wastewater that then, the active word being, dumps into the Pacific Ocean. Best part of the story, KFMB Channel 8 San Diego interviewed a Marine stationed at Coronado who said, as he looked into the camera, the only thing that really stinks at Coronado is the Navy SEALs. Hoorah. For Steph's dad's benefit.
So I wonder, is that leading to some of these algae blooms as well? I would think maybe, huh?
I don't know.
You don't hear about them too much on the Pacific side. You hear a lot on the Atlantic side.
In the Gulf.
In the Gulf, yeah, in the Gulf.
Yeah, so there you go. Now you know what's stinks south of the border. Tijuana can get a bit fragrant if you're down there. Yeah.
You know,
back in the day.
So this is the story. This must be the story I heard Greg Gutfeld talking about last night about the pool water. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Could well be. So we were ahead of him on the poo water story.
And he asked the question. They were having fun with it. Why is it that guys and boys just love talking about poo and
farts
and stories like that?
Because you never advance past being 14.
I guess guys
just
guys just don't grow up, I guess. Is that what's going on?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
As we're chuckling at the poo water story this morning.
So I wonder if our listeners of female persuasion find that story funny. Are poo stories in general funny? Stephanie, you find poo stories funny?
Sometimes, like now that I have kids.
Yeah.
They like to tell fart jokes and.
Want me to tell a funny poo
funny,
story?
Yeah.
My mom tells the story that when I was a little tot in the crib, that I would somehow get into the poo, roll it into a little ball like Play-Doh, and put it on the rails.
Oh, that's gross. No. I mean, I have some.
It was organizational. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, once you've lived through like an explosive diaper episode.
Oh, yeah.
You're not laughing about it in the moment. I can now laugh about some of those incidents that I was in the moment very embarrassed.
And those blowouts often happen at the most inopportune times. You're running late. You have to stop by the store on your way to somewhere, and it happens then, right?
Oh,
and
ours was in an airport.
Oh.
We were in the security line.
Ah.
And and chubby little Amelia is sitting there happy as a clam in an umbrella stroller, and we go through the metal detector.
Yeah.
And Chris picks her up, and it is up her back in the stroller, all over. I mean, if you can imagine, there's nowhere to go because you can't exit. You have to go forward. There's no close bathroom. You can't go back through the snaky line. You got to go. So Chris carries her Lion King style through the metal detector, just trying to get through. And I mean,
they probably ushered you guys through quickly. No extra surveillance, right? Just get the heck out of my line.
Yeah, they weren't paying too much attention to us. But then, I threw away all of her clothes in the airport bathroom, and I think she came home in a Florida T-shirt or something. I don't know. It was terrible.
Derek sends us. There ought to be a smiley face on it. I always tell my wife, one day I might grow up, but I'll be immature forever. Hey, we were talking about Social Security. We had a listener, don't have a name, said that, did you know you can elect to not enroll your infant child into the Social Security program? They won't pay into the tax, but obviously can't draw from it. I had heard that Amish and Mennonites, maybe like as a religious exemption, maybe others on some exemption, there was an old way that you could be grandfathered and opting out, but now that you can't do that. That's what I recall hearing. Is there a general opt-out that you then wouldn't have to. I mean, what a favor you could do for your child if you didn't enroll them in Social Security, and just I don't know. But then you wouldn't.
I think the Amish are exempt from paying Social Security.
Maybe maybe some older Mennonites. I remember being told by Mennonites that there was in the day there were people that did that, but maybe I'm wrong. But very, very interesting. But then I guess you wouldn't be able to get Medicare either because I think they're tied together, right? I think they take out of your Social Security benefit to pay your Medicare premium. Is that right? I think so.
Yeah. So I think, you're talking about Amish.
So welcome to America.
Amish.
Welcome to America, the land of liberty where you have a choice. It's a feel-good Friday.
Hey, I'm
kind of smells like Tijuana, right?
Let's have more poo story. Frank sends 3 poo emojis on that one. Good for you, Frank.
We do have winners and losers coming up, so maybe let's tell more stories about moms and less stories about poo, although moms sometimes...
That's what makes moms great. Moms do the heavy lifting in so many ways throughout children's lives, throughout families' lives. Moms are the backbone of the
I'm going
to,
and while we're celebrating moms, I've got a major dad fail or husband fail that I have a guy that I'm nominating for losers.
Oh.
So get ready. 573-874-9390. You can text us your nominations.
There you go. We'll be back with more of Wake Up Missouri in just a few. And I think before we leave the air, we may have the jobs report. I'm not sure. We're looking out for it, and we'll let you know. Stay tuned.
the Zimmer Radio Network headquarters.
We have the highest stock market. We broke 50,000 on the Dow. Nobody thought it was possible.
It's your morning addiction. Wake Up Missouri with Stephanie Bell.
Plattner, he's already announced that he's an avowed communist. He's going to be the Democratic nominee.
The Zimmer News Team.
And created the most secure border in U.S. history with 0 illegal aliens.
And now introducing your host, Randy Tobler.
The women in this room have sacrificed for our country in countless ways. Among you are veterans and active duty service members, proud spouses, and the parents of those who serve in uniform. Amazing people, the most amazing people. Many of you have missed cherished moments, and you really have. You've spent so much time taking care of the ones you love. You've missed holidays, birthday parties, graduations, or even a child's first words. Others have moved more times than anybody can even count. And I don't know if you love doing it or not, but you get very good at it. You have the way, you know the way to do it. But you do it all because you love America, you love our...
Well, he was talking on a Mother's Day, pre-Mother's Day celebration the other day, and recognition of military moms, military wives. I mean, it's they pay extra duty as moms and wives. So, and those who are moms that serve and miss a lot of those very precious moments as well. Caroline Levitt, a new mom, right? Vivi is the kid's name, right? Vivian?
Yeah, probably Vivi.
Yeah, but they call her Vivi. Vivi?
Yeah,
Vivi?
it's cute.
Vivi. That's cute. And she says they're in blissful baby bubble or something. Very, very nice. She knows how to communicate.
I never had that.
No.
I mean, I think for like the first week, the baby's so sleepy that you're like, oh, this is great. And then they start to wake up, and that first 6 months is rough.
Now, you were going to tell a dad story? You were gonna...
Oh, wait for winners and losers. I'm nominating.
Oh, winners and losers. You have that. Yeah, winners and losers. We already have a couple nominations coming in. So that's at 8:35. Apparently some cargo ships, I guess empty cargo ships, maybe we're just hearing breaking news, trying to break the blockade and come back to Iran is what I've heard.
That's what Fox News is reporting.
Being fired on by air power, right, John?
Yeah.
Huh.
Trying to run the blockade back to where they started from.
Yeah, we've got it. We're trying to block them from going out with oil and coming back with empty ships and cargo ships. Man, I saw one of those cargo. It looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. One of those cargo ships. It was as tall as it was long. I mean, it was really tall. I don't know how many layers of those cargo containers were on there. There must have been 20 stories high, 20 cargo container stories high. Unbelievable.
They call them row-rows. Roll on, roll off.
Man alive.
They're huge if you've ever seen them.
That's all that Timu stuff gets over here, huh?
Are you
Pretty
wanting
much.
We can early preview the morning bell because we've got the jobs numbers out. Are you ready to feel good?
Yeah.
U.S. jobs.
You want to give the headline?
Yeah. Blew past expectations.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, we added 115,000 jobs, which doesn't sound like very many. We added jobs in healthcare, retail, leisure, and hospitality.
Yeah. I'll bet 95% of those healthcare jobs were pre-authorization people.
They had expected 55,000 jobs, so 115 is not bad.
Yeah. No, that's good. Well, because we had a abysmal month in March, wasn't it, like 62,000 or something?
What's the unemployment rate this time around, just out of curiosity?
It remained unchanged at 4.3%.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll take it. That's a win. Given the way things, because that reflects the war. Right? That reflects the change of on the economy of the war with the oil prices and all of the things. I'm hearing more and more people grumbling about gas. I mean, I know that sounds like, what are you talking about, Rand? No, I'm hearing people really grumble. People that are like, make America great again. They have 10 hats in their closet. You grumbling?
Yeah, I'm grumbling. I mean, we just had to go to Springfield. I got to go to St. Louis most weekends for soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving all over mid-Missouri all the time. I like to spend my summers at the lake. And yeah, it's unpleasant going to the pump.
John,
she says to the guy who just spent $200 to fill up the big A truck. Right?
Yeah, but also think about this. I got 3 little people who I'm going to be paying for them at the pump, coming right on up,
Yep.
Drew will turn 15 this summer. So it's,
Learner's permit.
Oh my gosh. Not ready for that.
Teach them some of those Mike Rowe-esque kind of jobs that would be age appropriate, and maybe you can have them earn that gas money.
Oh, goodness.
I'm sure you do that, don't you?
He did some snow shoveling, but no, they're just, today all he wanted was extra cash so he can buy like a corn dog at Silver Dollar City or whatever, right?
That's fair.
You going to Silver Dollar City?
No.
No?
Thank goodness. But but everyone else in my family is. No, I mean, and I think I didn't pay for any gas when I was in high school.
You didn't?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I had to pay for everything. You're kidding me. You didn't have to pay for your own gasoline?
I didn't even pump my own gas. I didn't learn how to pump gas till
I worked at a gas
Princess
station.
Belle joins us on Wake Up Missouri.
Hey, that's when there was full service back in the day.
Yes, that wasn't like...
What?
We had full service in Jefferson City. You rolled up, they pumped it, they washed your windshield, and you just signed a little ticket.
Drake, can you believe the bubble that some people live in?
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
I
We
mean,
have those in Salisbury, Missouri.
I was gonna say, if someone they went away. If we had full service stations now, I'd pay a premium to never have to pump my own
I had
gas.
to tune up my own car and
Oh, I
pay
worked
for
at
my
the gas
gas?
station where we had full service. So you checked the oil and filled them up with gas and checked tire pressure and washed windshield. Whole 9 yards.
Well,
And you never had to get out when it was hot or cold. You just sat in your car.
why did that go away? That was a service. Why? I mean, think about it. Is it because when they started mandating minimum wage, or why did that go away?
That's a good question. I don't know. Maybe it was affecting the bottom line, and as the gas prices continued to rise and rise from the 25 cents a gallon back in the 70s, it was not feasible.
Good business idea though for a gas station owner to develop a robot to do that. What if you just made a robot do it?
I think there are some isolated stations that do provide
service.
At least pump your gas for seniors.
Oh, that makes sense.
I like pumping my own gas. It's fun. I like to get that last drop out of there. I lift the hose up.
You're paying for it.
I lift
You
the
better
hose
get
up
it.
to make sure it's all coming out, every last bit of it. You do that, Drake? Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
I do.
With the gas at 420, I mean,
man.
no.
I'm standing there for another 30 seconds. Come on, one more drop, baby. One more drop.
I am doing everything I can not to pump my own gas. My husband's going somewhere. I'm like, are you sure you don't want to take the car knowing it's like almost on empty and if he's going to be forced to stop and fill it up?
573-874-9390. Maybe we can start a movement to return to full service gas service. Now, that would be nice. The windshield wiper thing would be nice,
It was so great.
That's one of those things I forget to do to clean my windshield wiper blade. It's an important thing you should do. The other thing,
WD on them.
Really? Doesn't that gum up your windshield then?
No, that kind of slickens them up.
The other thing, does anyone else wonder about this? I don't like when the windshield wiper blade, it gets fixed in one position, right? So it gets locked. When you turn it off, the windshield wiper goes down. And I've tried just going real quick to get it to just pivot a little bit so that it's not always in one direction, because then it's not as effective after a while when it gets sort of dry
Alex,
rotted.
I'll take things for...
It's a bit of an OCD problem I have
never
with that.
thought about in my life for 1,000.
Now, am I wrong? Am I wrong?
The angle of my windshield.
Am I wrong?
Randy Tobler, Daily Double.
Am I wrong, though? After a while, the blade is still good, but it becomes the position, the attitude of it is now favoring one direction. So it doesn't...
Sounds like time for new wiper blades.
So, but then why would I want to spend $20 on a wiper blade when I could just, when I get out of the car, one side, pivot it up, tilt it to where it's pointing up, and go to the other side and do that? I could get another probably 6 months out of that blade.
And then for the price of a $7 to $10 wiper blade, you blew out your wiper motor because you kept playing with it too many times.
No. You don't have to do the motor thing. You just pivot the blade. Trust me. Because after a while, the blade only works in one direction because it's now become lame in the other direction. You've lost the resiliency of the blade. You have wiper blade dysfunction. WBD.
Wiper blade dysfunction as a result of bad angles. Okay.
That's it. Yeah, that would have been good back in the full service day.
I bet I will get validation. I'm a detail guy. I like the details when these kind of matters that affect you. And I bet I will get validation that's true. If you could just
get a little blue pill for your wiper blade.
You just get that blade to go boop, and just turn to where then it's pointed down rather than up.
Blue pill, huh? What about the yellow ones?
Oh my gosh.
Mutrix on Doug Perry station. Mutrix or Doug Perry is still full service.
Ooh,
there you go.
Oh, there you go. All right, good for them. Well, I should have known that. You know that I think I recalled. Now I'm remembering they did.
Here's my full service story. As a young teen working in a gas station, we had full service. Had a lady come in a block-long Cadillac, an older lady who said, my husband said for you to take the winter air out of my tires and put in summer air.
Oh, no.
Oh.
So I went in to ask the boss who owned the station. He looked at me and he said, do it.
Really?
So I went out and deflated her tires and reinflated her tires with the summer air, and she gave me a $5 tip.
Really?
And the moral of the story was, the boss related says, sounds like Grandpa wanted Grandma in the house for a while. The customer is always right.
Derek says this thing with the wiper blade is designed obsolescence. There is a...
Oh, sure. It's like tropical fish could live to be 100 years old, too.
Yeah, that's true.
You're lucky if you get them from the store to the house.
Yep. Sinclair on Stadium is full service. I think isn't that Mutrix? Mm-hmm. I think so.
Yep.
Frank says, I was 14 years old, worked at my dad's full-service gas station and cleaned windshields, checked the oil, filled gas. Yep. We had gambling machines also. I hope
Shame on you.
Hope the AG isn't listening.
We had underage guys selling beer, too, and I'm not admitting to it.
Sinclair Station in Salisbury is still full service.
That's what Drake was saying.
Says Michael. That's Wright's Oil. Jefferson Street Conoco still does full service. There you go. Teens need to pay for their own gas, Stephanie, says James.
Mm-hmm.
It's good learning for them, right?
I'm going to try.
Yeah, try. Make them earn it. What is that? Who's the brokerage firm that says you have to earn it? When we come back, the full market report, including those jobs numbers, detail.
It's Wake
Morning bells there. How's it looking, Stephanie?
Oh, we started off kind of strong yesterday and then just slowed way down, so we ended up in the red. We got the Dow down 0.63%, the S&P down 0.38%, the NASDAQ down 0.13%. As we look at the sectors, technology and communication services were the only thing in the green, with industrials, energy, and materials down pretty significantly. So, pretty ugly. Although, we do have some fairly good jobs numbers, Randy.
Looking good.
It's still, it doesn't seem like that much. We added 115,000 jobs in April. That is beating expectations by a large margin. The expectation was 55,000 new jobs. So, that is good. Unemployment rate stayed exactly at 4.3, steady where they were thinking it would be. This makes sense. Strongest hiring sectors: healthcare, retail, transportation and warehousing, and then leisure and hospitality, I think, as we head into the vacation summer season. They said we were weaker in federal government jobs. Yes.
Good.
Also manufacturing, tech,
I love
information, and financial services. But remember, we used to get those glowing jobs reports for Biden, and it was all government jobs. And we're thinking, what kind of, it's not actual jobs.
And remember when they, at least after in the post analysis, they were saying that a lot of those jobs were immigrants too, illegals that were getting those.
Mm-hmm. So economists are saying that the labor market looks surprisingly well, despite what we've already been talking about: conflict, tariffs, high gas prices. So good news on the jobs front. Also good news, I'm very excited. It's taking everything in my body to not order this morning. Have you seen, they've got a new wearable. It is the Google Fitbit Air. And my girls have a Fitbit, but they're the little watch thing. And the Fitbit, you know what I'm talking about? It looks thin, it's plastic. And theirs has a little screen and like a clock on it, but the Fitbit Air just looks like a bracelet. So it's more like a Whoop or a ring.
More just like a regular jewelry.
Yeah,
sort of.
So it's like a wearable without the watch part. And I've been not really liking my Apple Watch lately, although I love Apple. But it launches May 26th for just $100. It does sleep tracking, blood oxygen monitoring, irregular heart rate detection, and it's powered by it's powered by AI, Randy, Gemini Health. And so it's a flat, whereas some of these other services, not only is the initial price expensive, then you have to basically pay for a subscription for life, and that's also expensive. For this new this new Fitbit, you can pay just $100 and you get the basic features, or for an extra $100 a year, you can get the full AI health coach, which then goes far and above the other folks' subscription plans. Apparently, like some meal tracking, and you can like interact with your AI health coach. So it's cheaper, and it seems like the services are even better. And so, yes.
If you have a Google Fitbit, do you have to have an Android phone, or will it work with your iPhone?
I think it'll work with your iPhone.
It's universal?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Good. Well, good news on the
it's a huge market. Fitness trackers reportedly jumped 88% in just a year.
Hey, if you can't measure it, you won't change it. So whether you're measuring your food or your activity or whatever, it's great news. And other options out there. Winners and losers coming back. That time of the show when we ask you for your nominations for winners and losers. We're having some folks weigh in. 573-874-9390, the number to text us. If you'd like to call, it's 1-800-529-5572. John, what do you have?
Let's see. I've got some winners, some more winners, and a definite loser. First batch said no data centers for Camdenton, at least for the next year. Had a pretty good crowd of folks show up and convinced the Board of Aldermen there to issue a 1-year moratorium on building data centers in Camdenton. Let's see, pat on the back to organizers and bosses at Columbia Regional Airport, with everybody, as Steph can attest, having to park in the grass and walk all the way up to the terminal building. So they've got a parking project underway, and they are also actively looking for shuttle bus drivers to start some shuttle buses from the parking lots to the terminal. That starts up next month. And our loser, Donald Trump, told him it was okay. Lamont Batch Jr. told officers the President of the United States voice told him to break into the Lincoln University president's home and camp out there for a couple days. President John Mosley found him in the master bedroom. He told police he made himself at home eating crab legs, spaghetti, garlic bread, and drinking Hennessy cognac.
Oh, gosh.
So he has good taste.
Yeah, well, that's right. At least, at least he's not drinking like, Annie Green Springs or something.
I don't know if I'd really want to confront Dr. Mosley at Lincoln U, quite the large, tall basketball player in his own right, and find you in his master bedroom. I don't know.
I don't think that'd work out so well for said
Probably
intruder. Not. No, not at all. That would be one loser for sure. What do you have, Stephanie?
Well, I was reading Tim's winners of the weeks. Have you checked those out on the text line?
No.
All right. He was saying, winners of the
there
week,
he is, yeah.
Ramaswamy for winning the Ohio primary for governor, yes.
Yes.
Pratt explains why current mayor of L.A. must go, and Rubio for explaining to the press corps why we are in Iran. I would have to agree with you, Tim. And then he says, locally here, all of us are winners for the upgrades on I-70 that are decades overdue.
That's true.
It's still a little dicey out there, but it's coming. We're going to see some progress soon. Okay, one of my winners is also Spencer Pratt. Randy, I think you've got some audio.
We do.
How many beds?
Oh, wait a minute. I have it up here. Here we go.
This is a yes or no question.
It's from the debate.
So there's an LA council member. He wants voters to decide. He is saying that non-citizens, should they be allowed to vote in local elections? Is this a yes or no, Mr. Pratt?
No.
Mayor Bass?
It depends.
And they all went, all the other candidates, it depends, and he was like, no.
So good.
Good.
Doesn't need any explanation. It's a no for me, dog. I loved that answer. He was so good. I'm excited to see that campaign play out.
Nice.
Another winner for the week, Clarence Thomas.
Yeah.
Has become the second longest serving justice in Supreme Court history.
You're so
right.
He was appointed in 1991. Only Justice William O. Douglas served longer. If Thomas stays until 2028, he'll become the longest serving justice ever.
Former Deputy Attorney General of the state of Missouri.
Exactly. So one of my winners of the week as well. And then I have this loser from the Guardians game. If you haven't seen the video, you should go check this out. But I said in honor of moms, I'm going to nominate this dad. I think he's probably a dad.
Let's play the play-by-play here.
Oh, my gosh.
She shows up at the ballpark. She's thinking, foul ball, that'd be great. Don't need a shower, though.
Plus, is the food ruined?
Oh, yeah, those...
So he goes up for the ball, he misses the ball, and in doing that, his big cup of soda or beer, I guess it's beer, all over his wife's face.
All over her face, all over her nachos, and he misses the ball. Like, epic loser fail. Like, if you're going to dump a beer on me, at least catch the ball. And also, don't dump a beer on me. If you, no, thank you.
So she gets to pick the place they go to for Mother's Day, I'll bet.
I think so. I think she gets to go on a vacation is what I would.
Closest thing I've ever gotten into to an adult fight was at a game when we were in Florida when Sean was a kid. He wanted to go see an Orlando. What's the name of the Orlando NBA team?
Magic.
The Magic. And a couple of guys were really sloshed in front of us. And they got up because something happened big time, and they got up and the beer went all over me. And I was I ticked because they were cursing wildly. And my son was young, I didn't. And I had asked him to tone it down. Hey, guys, he's a kid. Just take it easy. I get it. But
Where I take my kid to an adult place where adults act like adults.
Oh, okay. Wait, well, you want to take that back? Go ahead. Rewind. Okay, go ahead. Take that back. I'm going to let you redo that.
Triggered him.
Adult,
Look,
that's acting like an adult.
Mad.
I'm making fun of you,
To spill like the beer all over someone because you're sloshed?
You take a kid to
No. You're saying where adults act like adults. Are you saying
We're
adults?
saying bleep happens. As an adult, you can go to a roller rink and go to a kid's birthday party and they spill soda all over you. The adults weren't throwing the beer on you. Stuff happened.
I'm not going to get mad if, I take my kid to a gentleman's club and he sees something that he probably shouldn't.
Control your beer at an adult. Control your beer at a public event.
This is like the people who go to the Mizzou game and get super mad about Mr. Brightside. You're like, it's a college kid thing. Like, they're gonna do it. Like, you can cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. I took my kid to all of my kids to the Premier League soccer game in London, and there was some quite colorful language and gestures that we were counseling them on not repeating.
Do you ever have remorse over being uncivil or coarse when you shouldn't have been?
No.
My question is,
I do. It's happened to me.
Were Shaq and Penny Hardaway playing for the Magic when you saw them back in the day?
Oh, this was guy.
No, because I'm a very lenient and kind person, and if I am mad,
anyone want to debate that, guys?
If I am mad, or if you have pissed me off enough for that, I won't talk to you. You deserve it.
If I do something,
question mark.
Wait a minute. If I spill my beer on you and I haven't controlled my beer, and I spill it on you,
that's an accident. That's
what?
Not,
that's not like the guys like.
How do you spill your
there's
beer
a
on
kid.
You said do you ever regret being coarse? I think I've spilled something before and felt bad about it, but I'm not if I'm intentionally mean, you had it coming.
Brian Hauswirth wouldn't spill his beer on you. If he wouldn't curse if he didn't like the outcome of the game, and my son was there.
It's different. If you did throwing your beer on someone, I could see regretting that later. You can't really regret.
They were
inconsiderate. You priced the beer at a ball game lately.
They were they were inconsiderate.
Being inconsiderate isn't a crime, Randy. It's not even that uncivil.
I didn't say it was a crime. I just said that's not.
You go to an NBA game. I could get it if you're going to a little league game or something like that. But this is NBA. This is a professional league where the players are not the nicest people. They're not the biggest role models.
Hauswirth,
I'm gonna get the hat. My sister-in-law has one, but it just says I could be meaner.
And by the way, while we're at it, get off my lawn.
And we rarely see Stephanie get mad,
No, never.
And occasionally,
no, we're running for cover.
Oh my God, are you kidding? I have to wear a flak jacket.
That's because I love you. You guys know when I'm mad, it's because I'm passionate and I care. You got to be really worried when I just go totally silent.
I understand.
The attorney will argue away anything. She'll find a way to somehow argue for anything.
I understand.
And when
All
I
right, we
stop
love you,
caring
Stephanie.
is when you got to get worried.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No doubt about it.
What do you
Good
have,
stuff. I don't have any losers. I've got 4 quick winners here, guys. Harry Truman, his birthday is today, and I know you and Stephanie referenced it, but it is an actual state holiday. Most state offices are closed today, and Harry Truman, of course, came to Jefferson City in 1948. And my grandparents, by the way, died in the Wool Democrats. They're both gone. They all loved Harry Truman and FDR before him. And my grandfather, by the way, was a Richard Nixon Republican. Did not like Harry Truman very much. But they were both awesome. I-70 ceremony yesterday in Columbia. I was there, and it was very bipartisan. I thought it was very interesting. I saw Mark Alford and Barbara Buffalo, and they don't agree on probably a lot, but they did exchange business cards, and they're working together on a couple projects. I thought that was kind of neat. And Kip Kendrick actually said to me when I brought that up, I said, you and the governor, on a lot of issues they don't agree. story. He said, but we find common ground, and that's what elected officials really should do, is work together. So, and they're going to disagree on other issues too, but I thought that for I-70 in the mid-Missouri area, that was huge. Stephanie and Randy, I referenced this morning, this chase here in Columbia, and actually went all the way almost to Moberly, went to Clark. A lot of people were at risk. This guy was going, I could hear on the scanner, 100 miles an hour. His wheels fell off. He lost 3 wheels. Somehow the guy was still driving, fired multiple rounds at a state trooper's vehicle. I've got the photo up at 939theeagle.com. Allegedly killed a man and shot and seriously wounded a woman. Police did a tremendous job just getting him into custody without putting other people at risk. It was terrible, but that was a very scary situation on that. And last but not least, his name, by the way, is Stephen Swanson. I've got updated stories up at 939theeagle.com. Last thing I'm going to mention is a guy named Sparky Anderson, and he is gone now.
Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I don't want to choke up right now, but my grandmother worked. She didn't make much money. She didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
She took care of me, had love. I'm thinking of her on Mother's Day. But she worked at a restaurant. It was called Randy's Tavern, and it was at I-70 in Lucas and Hunt.
Had to be a great restaurant with a name like that.
Oh, my God, it was amazing. They had great hamburgers. But Sparky Anderson, the big red machine, used to come in all the time, and Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Grandma served all of them. All of them. Those guys are almost all in the Hall of Fame. Pete's not.
Charlie Hustle.
Yeah, exactly. But Sparky Anderson, my grandmother mentioned this. The quote he used to her, but it was actually, he used this in the Hall of Fame speech, being nice to people is the only thing in life that will never cost you a dime. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, with everything that we've got going on today, so much nastiness, I want to remind people that this guy was a millionaire. He could have but he treated my grandma so nice. So did Pete Rose, all of them. But being nice to people is the only thing in life that will never cost you a
Like
dime.
if you're at a basketball game and some guy with his kid asks you just to tone down the cuss words, that would be a nice thing to do.
Exactly.
Or you can be a jerk. Okay, whatever.
I agree with that.
All right. Whatever. I mean, you have a choice in life, right?
I agree.
Didn't Sparky say something about me wearing a suit was like a hot dog wearing earrings or some weird deal?
I remember that. One thing about him, he had a veteran ball club, and he won a lot of games. That was one heck of a team. Tom Seaver was their pitcher.
Drake and I have some winners and losers when we come back. Thank you, Brian Hauswirth. We'll do some more of those when we come back. Take care.
It's
Winners and losers. Drake, what do you have?
All right, do you want winners or losers first? I'll give it to you.
I don't care. Whatever.
You don't care. Okay, I'll do losers first. One, I'm going to say boats in general, because there were two big boat stories in the last week.
Oh, yeah.
The Diana Rossini. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yes, so Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel both rented a boat while Diana Rossini was pregnant with one of her kids.
Oh, boy.
So whenever this first came out, I said, hey, they didn't do anything. And there's been a story every week. This story will never end. Gas prices, not great. They went over $4 in the last week, so not good. And Kansas City, the Royals are 2.5 games ahead of last place. They're doing pretty bad. So just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
For my winners, they're all bird related.
I'm ready.
The Cardinals are 22-15,
Wow.
3.5 games out of the best team in baseball.
Who's that?
It's tied between like the Cubs and a couple other people. Yeah.
So the Cubbies are happening team.
They're a
this year.
miserable bunch of people, and I hope that they don't win another game. Another winner, Stephanie brought this to my attention last night, that there was a mass migration apparently.
What?
Yeah. So if you were out and you fed the bird feeder and all of that, there was a huge mass migration from, south to north. It's great, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. Right, Stephanie?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Somehow I got on like bird talk.
The geese?
Because Drake likes birds.
Geese, other birds that migrate, I don't know. And then my last one, I wanted to bring this feel-good story. I really love this one. There were 14 toucans rescued at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Oh.
And they were hidden in the dashboard of a vehicle.
No.
Yeah. So
that's a lot of toucans in a dashboard. Wow.
That's what I'm thinking.
They're the big-billed birds, right?
Yeah, they're very big build. So that is one of the big, smuggling things that the exotic birds, especially from South America, like parrots, toucans, all this other stuff. So Trump is locking down the border, and we're making sure no more toucans coming to America.
Do toucans eat Fruit Loops?
Oh, please.
No, but they do eat fruit. But yeah, Cardinals are up, Kansas City down.
How about this for a winner? People who are into UFOs. They did a UFO drop now, right? I mean, they're releasing the UFO files. Trump administration has put out a lot of videos, and I don't know how extensive that library is, but it's out there for those of you who like to delve into that kind of stuff. Our friends in Springfield, let's call them all winners, everyone who showed up for the Politics and Pints event. And really thank everyone for coming out. That was great. Thanks for Eric Erickson and Elijah, who we were hanging out with Elijah on his show, and Eric was there on Wednesday evening.
It really does make my day. I met so many different people, folks from all over. We could connect on
and I remember
business stuff and
we met Eric, who
stuff and
climbed out of a foxhole metaphorically and now is doing well with his small business. He's got a coffee business. And then Quentin is a guy who we met. He was doing security there. Boy, you don't want to mess with Quentin. Ooh.
Nathan, who does some computer work, who was really fun.
And he does,
Marty, who's
Marty too.
Actually out in St. Louis, but came down to visit us. I mean, just so many good, hardworking people. And that's what I just kept telling people is like, hey, it's important we all get together. It's important we have these types of conversations because, hey, come November or August or what, we all got to be pulling in the same direction.
Yeah. Met a young man who's just hit a rough patch in his life, but he's so resilient and he's optimistic. And I think he's working at the FedEx facility or somewhere down there. And it was really telling me his story. He's having a hard time paying his bills and got me thinking about how all of us are losers on gas money now, right? But everyone's hurting there. And let's talk about moms. My wife, I now really even more than ever appreciate her momness. And now that I watch what the girls are doing as being moms, new moms, right? It's fun to see. Well, Shannon's not as new a mom as Sammy, but hats off to all the moms and to my mom who put up with the poop on top of the bed of the crib rails as a kid. God love her. We're going to visit her tomorrow. And Stephanie, for you being a great mom.
And my mom.
And your mom.
Who's going to drive me to an appointment today because she's lovely like that. And everyone else I know is gone.
All right. And to all the moms out there, God love you. God bless you. We'll see you on Monday.